Well, welcome back. Today we're going to do a little bit of experimentation because I have these three new filters, and when I was using a couple of them at the same time, I wasn't really sure which filter was doing what. So today I wanted to look at just the black mist filter, and I'm going to do 4 comparisons. So let me set this up for you. Right now I am filming on the selfie camera. I cannot use a filter on the selfie camera. So in order to use the filter, I have to turn the camera around where I can no longer see myself. That makes videoing a little tricky, but yeah, we can make that work. However, on the selfie camera, I can use cinematic mode. Now I want you to take a look at this little building back here in the background and this tree, and I'm going to put this on cinematic mode with an f2.8 aperture, and I'll talk about that after I get the camera changed around. So this is what happens when you use like my Canon EOS R to do a video instead of the phone. I would be shooting at f2.8, and I'm making the video wobble a little bit here. I'm going to move my arms off the table. I would be shooting at f2.8, and it would make this background very blurry. So the difference with aperture is that the wider you open the lens up, the smaller the number. So my Canon RF 15 to 30, so my Canon RF 15 to 35 lens has an f2.8, and if I was videoing myself with that lens, this is very similar to what that would look like. And then the more you close down the aperture, the higher the number. I know it's confusing, but the more you close it down, the more everything in the background comes back into focus. So the regular camera on the phone tries to keep everything in focus, but they've come up with this digital AI version of aperture setting in cinematic mode that does this digitally. So I'm going to make a few laps around this park to do some quick little videos. One using the regular camera with no changes. One using the camera with the black mist filter. One using the cinematic mode with no other changes. And one using the cinematic mode with the black mist filter. That's a lot. And I'll be honest, I don't know which one I expect to like better. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and what I think is what I want to do for videos moving forward may not be the same decision that you would make, but we'll see. I chose to come back to the park where we kind of started everything because I can get shots in sunlight, I can get shots in shade, I can get shots walking down a wooded trail or standing by a building. I can get all different kinds of shots. I don't expect to talk during those shots, so I didn't bring a microphone. And we will we'll talk a little bit about them maybe later on. So here we go. Well, I'm not really sure that that told me anything. I shouldn't say that. I learned a couple of things. I learned that when I go to cinematic mode, the video automatically gets darker. I also learned that I would never really want to shoot anymore at f2.8 on the iPhone. It looks way too fake. I have shot some things at f 5.4 and 6.3 just to sort of get a little bit of blurriness to the background, but not a lot. And I like that setting pretty good. So if I decide to shoot in cinematic mode going forward, it would probably be at 5.4 or 6.3. It's really hard to tell in that light what the black mist filter is doing. And it's hard to tell in such short clips. I was trying to get like stepping over the log. I was trying to get the focus on the log so I could kind of see what happened to that focus. And this is what I did. I exported the entire video except for this last part, and then I mirrored it to my television screen so that I could watch it full screen on my TV. And I just really didn't notice that much of a difference. I think the difference would come, and I think I said this before, but I think the difference would come in softer light. The video yesterday was in a little bit of softer light in the woods, and it was early morning. That helped. And I think at night, if I'm videoing at night, I think it will really make a big difference to the lights, street lights, traffic lights, lights in a restaurant, those kinds of things. So I think it has its place. I can't really tell that it did anything to the video that I was making today, which to me is a good thing because having to film all the time with a filter on is a real pain. But I am filming this section with the black mist filter on just so you can kind of see what it looks like inside the house. So let me do this. And you can see if that made any noticeable difference. Probably not a whole lot. I'm not going to immediately go into testing out another filter. I'll do some other videos first, but eventually I will get around to looking at the variable neutral density filter more in depth, because I think that's where my color shifted on the video that I made yesterday, was with that filter. And with that, we will see you tomorrow. Let me know what you think in the comments.